Hello and welcome. This is a noob guide with stats from beginners. Alright, let's begin. Alright, initiativity determines who goes first. The ones with the highest initiativity goes first. So you really want to get a shit ton of that if you want to go first. So I'm saying in the beginning, you probably want to go for that, because this will give you a free turn before the enemy gets a free turn on you. Let's go for the next one. Range. Range will increase the range of specific spells. They need to have a specific icon to actually benefit from range. Let's see, it is here. The spell needs this icon to actually benefit from range. It also says modify range. So this one will benefit from range, however, this one, and this one will not, because they don't have the icon. Alright, let's move on. Dodge. And I shouldn't click that. Alright, dodge. Dodge will make you to move around the enemies without any penalty. If they have higher luck than you have dodge, it will cost you MP and AP to actually move around them. So we have luck. The higher luck you have compared to their dodge will make it so the enemy would actually lose AP and MP by moving around you. Next, crit. If you increase you the chance of getting a critical strike, and if you do a critical strike, you do 20% 5 more damage. Block. For each block, you get 1% chance to reduce the damage taken by 30%. Yeah, 30%. Yeah. Crit hit damage. You will only benefit from crit hit damage if you actually do a crit. So, only get that if you have a shit ton of crit. Berserk damage. You will only benefit from berserk damage if you have below 50% health. So don't get that if you're not a sack, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Alright, close combat. You need to be 2 cells close to the enemy to actually benefit from this stat. So if you are longer away from the target than 2 cells, this stat will not benefit in your damage. Long range damage. Long range damage will only benefit you if you are 3 cells or further away from the target. So if you get close and use a spell, you will not benefit from this bonus. Single target. Single target, you will only benefit from this if you hit a target with a single target spell. Even if you hit, let's see, this spell. This has a AoE. If you hit a single mob with AoE, it will still count as an AoE spell and not a single target spell. And AoE spell, you will only benefit from AoEs. Damage from behind, of course, if you hit them from behind, you will only benefit from this damage. Resist from behind, you will only benefit from this resist when they hit them when they hit them from when they hit you from behind. Sorry about that. Healing, you will heal more the more healing you have. CMC damage. This has kind of been removed from the game, but they are kind of too lazy to remove it themselves, so don't think about that stat. For each wisdom you have, you get 1% more XP per fight. Not per fight, for each fight. So I have 135 wisdom on me right now, meaning I will get 135 more wisdom for each fight. Oh, percent, sorry. The same with prospecting, I will get 120% more. I have 120% higher chance of getting loot at the moment. To pretty much double my chance of getting loot. And control. Oh, sorry, I don't know what's wrong with me right now. I think I ate something I shouldn't. Alright, but enough of that. Control increases the amount of summons and bombs and traps. Machinery, whatever you can summon. For me, it's traps. This what I'll call it, scenario. That meaning I have 4 control, meaning I can summon maximum 4 traps. If I got more control, I can summon more traps. Kit skill. Kit skill allow you to equip higher level equipment. I have 2 kit skill, allowing me to actually equip equipment that is 2 levels higher than what I am. Again, that's pretty nice for low level. Alright, so now you kinda get a feeling for what all the stats is about. So, what should you put your stat points into? In the beginning, intellect. I would probably say fire all your points into resistance, because you wanna hit the soft cap of 300. When you hit 300 in each resist, you kind of don't need more. Of course, more is nice, but you don't really need more after that point, in my opinion. And then percent health. Health is really nice because, well, more health means you stay alive more. The other ones I would probably kind of ignore them, because I think they're more for PvP. Of course, if you're gonna PvP, you might wanna look into those. But I don't PvP that much, so I'll let them alone. Alright, the next one. You don't want to be a completely noob like me and just put all your points into one element. You want to equal them out. Even if you are a tank, I will still say take damage. Because it's only at high-end game level you actually want that extra health. Right now, just want that extra damage. Alright, next tier. Because I'm playing as Ram, I picked the luck one, simply just because I get a bonus. I get for each 20 luck I get 1% more crit. So this is kind of a Ram thing only. If I didn't have this bonus, I would put all my points into. Oh shit, what is that? I put all my points into the Dutch right here. However, if you play alone a lot and if you're leveling, I would actually say put all your points into initiativity. Simply because then you go before the monsters and the monsters don't get a free hit on you. So, highly recommend you get initiativity if you play alone. Or, of course, if you PvP, this is the golden stat. Next up, we have chance. I would say, pretty much for everyone, get crit hit. There's no real reason to not get it. It's just nice. And because I play as Ram, I went for the backstab. Block is pretty nice if you're tank, or yeah, actually it's probably even nice if you're playing PvP. Crit hit damage, well, that's nice if you have high crit. Berserk damage, again, it's the only class that really benefits for it is the sack, because the sack gameplay is pretty much based around having low health. Healing, of course, if you're a healer, get it. Again, if you're a tank, you might want to get the resist from behind. And crit hit... I'm sorry, man. Woo. If you want to get the crit resist, well, if you're gonna crit a lot. If you're tank, again, those two stats are pretty much only for tanks. Alright, next up we have the meta stats. Alright, it's pretty much 1 AP, 1 MP, 1 range, 2 Wakfu, 2 control, 10 kit skill, 10% more damage, 10% less damage. I would probably say get 1 MP and 1 AP in the beginning. That's probably what all classes want. However, depending on what class you play later on, you might want to get 1 range, 1 Wakfu, or control, or even kit skill if you want to equip high level gear, but I'm pretty much as high as you can get at the moment, close to the max, so I don't really need it anymore. Final damage is nice if you just want to see big numbers. Final resist, I guess that is a pretty good one if you want to play a tank. And we have... what would you take in the beginning? I would probably say, if you are melee class, I would take the 1 MP, simply because it will make it a lot easier for you to actually get close to the enemy. So, yeah. And if you're range, you probably want to get the AP. I'm not a range class, so I don't really think that much about range. So it's kind of hard for me to put it into how important is range. But yeah. But that is my guide. I really hope this helped you. And yep. If you want a more in-depth, guide and other stuff, please leave a comment below, and I will do my very best to actually make a video that would explain it better than this. Have a nice day. Hope this helped you.